Howdy, so I wanted to talk about Tiny Terry's Turbo Trip. You play this character named Terry, and your goal is to go to space. Terry just wants to go to space. Why? Who knows why? But you want to go to space. You really need a reason to go to space. We all want to go to space and check it out, so he wants to go to space. But the way he wants to do that is by using a vehicle. He wants a car. So you get a car. And your goal of this whole game is to fuel up this car so it has enough fuel so Terry can go to space in it. Kind of like Fast and Furious, kind of like that. That's basically what this game is. You're in this little hub world, this little sandbox, I'd like to say, and you're going around collecting all these parts. And after you get a certain number of parts, you get a boost put into this vehicle. And your goal is to boost this thing all the way up so that way you can finally go to space. And to get these pieces, you go around searching around objects, you meet different characters, and you can do missions for these characters. And if you complete a mission for these characters, they will tell you, hey, there's a stash. I stored a stash of this stuff. They call it junk, literal junk. And they're like, hey, I stored this junk over here in this plot of mud dirt over here. Why did they have all this to begin with? Why are they storing all these pieces everywhere? Who knows? It never gets answered, but you're just like, okay, well, thanks. And that's your reward. You do all these different tasks for these people. They'll tell you where they stored a bunch of trash. You go collect the trash. And then once you get a certain amount, you can go drop it off and get your car upgraded. And that is the game. The characters have little voiceovers, but it is kind of like noisy, so that might turn some people off. If you don't like when characters are talking and they go, bah, 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 bah. If you don't like that, you might want to turn the sound off for this game, because that's how all the characters communicate. There is text bubbles, of course, to show what they're saying, but I can see where people might get annoyed by that. But yeah, it's a 3D platformer. You're jumping around, you're hitting things, digging things up a lot, and you can go around the world in this vehicle, and you just drive around from place to place. Now, there is fast travel in this game, but you can get it really late, depending on how you play it. For me, I didn't think there was fast travel in this game, and I was fine with it because the sandbox map is a decent size, but not huge. You could get around everywhere pretty quickly. But then once I got the car filled up, maybe like 3/4 of the way, it finally unlocked fast travel. And there's parking signs, and these signs for most of the game is what you use to summon your vehicle. But then later on, they turn to fast travel points, and you can fast travel between the signs. And the things you can do in this game go from stealing cars, you can buy new hats, you can come up with new food items. Sometimes you're trying to press this girl that Terry has a crush on. Sometimes you're buying random items to help smack things around with. You can buy a little thing to help you kind of glide along to places. And you just come across all these spots, and you're just trying to figure out what you need to do to accomplish the mission. And you're just going with the flow. Now, the game does have a mini-map, which is very helpful. You can easily do it, just a quick button press. I just did it with like the up pad on the controller. It brings up, you see where you're at, you see where all the characters are you can interact with, and it also shows the list of tasks you need to do or the side missions you can do. And it does a good job of keeping track for you in this game. Even though, you know, the world's small enough, you can kind of keep track on your own, but it was nice to have all that there with the press of a button. It was nice and simple, everything laid out. You know, the menu system overall is simple, nothing too complicated. There's no upgrades or anything like that. You're just buying items to help you do more stuff, and then improving the fuel on your vehicle. And I have really had a good time with this game. I would say it's definitely worth checking out.